Well, hey there, everybody. Thank you, as always, for joining me for another Real Short Talk with Ryan, where my goal is to help you encounter God, experience Him, and then engage with His mission. We're going to continue to talk about stewardship today, that process where we take what God has given to us and use it for His glory. And we're going to do that by talking about everybody's favorite subject, money, right? I know you love being told what to do with your money and how you're supposed to treat your money and how you're supposed to think about your money. So I thought, why not let me hop on here and tell you about your money. Now, I'm going to tell you everything about your money, but I just want to give you one thought to think about as we think about stewarding our money, as we think about taking what God has given to us, the money that He has given to us, and using it for His glory. And we're going to do that by looking at Mark chapter 12, starting in verse 41. And it says, He sat down, He being Jesus, sat down opposite the treasury and watched the people putting money into the offering box. So the treasury was in the temple and they had these offering boxes, right? And the people would come by and they would put in their tithes and their offerings. They would say, hey, this is what we have. This is what we're giving to God. And it says many rich people put in large sums. So you had these people that had lots of money, and since they had lots of money, they were giving lots of money to the temple. And then it says a poor widow came and put in 2 small copper coins, which make a penny. Not a whole lot of money, right? You've got all these other people putting in these large amounts of money, and this widow comes and just puts in 2 coins. But Jesus called His disciples to Him, and He said to them, truly I say to you, this poor widow has put in more than all those who were contributing to the offering box. Now that doesn't really make sense, right? Because from a physical standpoint, she doesn't contribute the most. In fact, from a physical standpoint, she contributes the least. So He says, for they all contributed out of their abundance, but she, out of her poverty, has put in everything she had, all she had to live on. So she said, hey, I'm going to be faithful. Really the point that I want to get across today, how we steward our money is not about the amount that we give back to God. It's about being faithful in using what He has given to us. It's about saying, all right, this is what I have been given. This is what God has given me. This is the money. These are the resources that He has blessed me with. How can I be faithful with them? Hey, I might not have as much as somebody else, but that's okay. Because it's not a measuring contest where, well, if I can't give as much as that other person gives, well, I guess my little bit doesn't even matter. No, God says it does matter. He says be faithful with it. In another passage, He talks about being faithful with a little versus being faithful with a lot. The principle of being faithful remains the same. How can you contribute to God's mission to see people come to know Him, to see people raised up in maturity of their faith? How can you take the resources, the money that He has given to you, and say, hey, I want to use this. I want to invest this for the glory of God and for the good of the kingdom. Those are the things I want you to consider this week as you think about stewarding your money. Thank you, as always, for joining me for this Real Short Talk with Ryan. We'll see you back next week. Until then, glorify His name.